Before today's video, I wanted to make an announcement. I am going to be raising money for my local children's hospital through Extra Life. This is my 7th year participating in this great cause. I've seen people that I love fight cancer, and no child should have to go through that. I'm going to leave a link in the comments pinned down below, guys. Every dollar helps kids get the care and treatment and comfort that they deserve through the hardest time of their life. So please consider donating and make a difference today. Thank you, guys. You know what's wild? Square Enix, the same company that gave us Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and some of the greatest RPGs ever made, is now firing hundreds of employees. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about how 70% of their workforce is going to be given to AI at this point. They're firing people for AI. And the head of their entire Western division just rage quit after being called out for pushing political nonsense in games, guys. We're going to talk about this tweet here in a minute. Gamers aren't mourning this one, though. They're actually celebrating this because this feels like a moment where Square Enix, which is a company that forgot who it was, finally gets a reality check. Because pandering to the vocal minority on social media doesn't work, guys. For years, Square Enix has been trying to please everyone except their own fans. We feel left out. All of us 40-plus-year-old gamers, we feel left out, guys. They built what's called an internal ethics department, whatever that's supposed to be, whose main job was to sanitize, censor, and adjust, right? That word, adjust games to fit what they call global sensitivities. Gay. Translation, guys, tone down anything that might upset social media, that might make people on social media upset, offended. That vocal minority that wants to virtue signal and moral grandstand and basically tell everybody they're offended. And that's exactly how you end up with situations like Tifa's redesign that was in Final Fantasy VII Remake, or you get games that feel safe, games that feel bland and corporate instead of bold and creative. You start running out of good ideas here, right? And look, real diversity in gaming is awesome when it comes from storytelling and authentic creativity. But when it's forced through a checklist that is by a corporate ethics department, that's where I draw the line. That's when people revolt. That's when gamers cancel games. That's when they boycott. And that's what's been happening across the board, not just with Square, right? But let's fast forward to what happened yesterday. Square Enix confirmed that there's going to be mass layoffs across their Western studios. And the man at the center of it all is a guy named John Heineck. I hope I pronounced that right. I really don't care. Who's their chief publishing officer, right? And he's head of their Western branch. He's officially resigned as a result of all this. This is the same guy who not long ago was melting down on social media at anyone that was criticizing woke ideology in games. Now, a fan in one of these screenshots, you're going to see it, commented that maybe Square Enix was paying the price for pushing agendas gamers don't want. And his response was wild. He told them to piss off. Yeah, that was his professional take, guys. So we're gonna take a quick look at this. So you can see this screenshot says, it seems the media and other accounts are suggestion that the narrative that layoffs happened for Square Enix so they can replace QA jobs with AI. The chief publishing officer also resigned. AI isn't going to do his job. There's far more to the story than what's being presented. So, I mean, this is a story in progress, guys. You can see Heineke, or whatever his fucking name is right here, made a statement saying they announced to the team that they decided to resign as CPO effective November 21st. They're saying this has been a difficult decision as it means they must part with a very talented group of high-performing, passionate coworkers, blah, 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 right? So they resigned. They're no longer with the company. Can I help you with something? Robert, I'm very sorry. Dominoes again. Continue on. Here's the post where Asif Zahor said, when AAA studios start pushing agendas gamers don't want to see, they pay for it by not buying the game. Fire the longtime failing CEO and their staff that embraced woke ideology. And here's the "oh piss off" response right there by John. Keep in mind, this was a CPO, guys. Professional, right? This man was literally the bridge between Western markets and main leadership in Japan, telling them what would and wouldn't sell in the West. So anytime there was localization or censorship that we didn't like, this guy was responsible for it. And now he's gone, which this could possibly be the best thing to happen to Square Enix in years, guys. And of course, layoffs suck, guys. People losing jobs is never something to cheer about. I've had people in the past make videos, oh, Eric's laughing, Eric's enjoying it. No, I'm not. But it's also hard to ignore the bigger picture here, guys, because for a long time, the people running the Western side of Square Enix haven't been making the games that fans want. They've been making the games that social media wants. There's a difference, all right? Use your noggin here, folks. Just look at how Ubisoft handled Assassin's Creed Shadows. Fans begged for a Japanese setting for Assassin's Creed for over a decade, something true to the culture, something that honored the time period, and instead, what did they do? They turned it into another political statement, another marketing checkbox, and fans saw through it instantly, which is why there was such a huge backlash, guys. The same pattern is also happening at Square Enix. Creative decisions made to please ideologies, not gamers. And what makes this whole situation so ironic is that John Heineck, or Heineke, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy now walking out the door, once lectured Disney about freedom of speech after the Jimmy Kimmel controversy that just happened. He complained that free expression is dying. Meanwhile, he worked at a company with a literal ethics department whose job was to limit free expression in video games. Make that make sense, guys. You can't scream about free speech when you spent your career censoring your own developers. That's not integrity. That's not anything to be like, oh, look at me. That's literal hypocrisy, guys. And now gamers are dunking on them on social media with people saying finally RPGs will be made by Square like they used to. Looks like Japan's taking back control. Gaming's healing. And honestly, they're not wrong. Because if Square Enix actually takes this opportunity to listen to fans again, to focus on storytelling, gameplay, and creative freedom, instead of PR talking points, they could rebuild everything they've lost. And I think they need it. They could go back to being Square Enix, but if they don't, if they decide to double down on the same broken formula of corporate activism and creative censorship, then this won't be their last wave of layoffs. They're going to be firing a lot of people. So this will be just the beginning. Now, here was another tweet about John that we're going to take a look at, saying, what I want to know about Square Enix is what power, if any, did John have over the YouTube and influencer marketing? He was the first hired as chief marketing officer, and he led the campaigns. What behind the door deals happened, and was he behind the push for toxic positivity? So I wouldn't doubt that somebody like John was pushing toxic positivity, helping the media spin good things about woke ideologies and stuff. That's how they all operate. But I want to know what you guys think, because this is big. This is bigger. This is going to be a big story, guys. In the next couple of years, Square could change. So do you think this is the start of Square's comeback, or just another example of a company that's too far gone? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.